Hey, what's going on everybody? Mqzuba here. In today's video we're going to be taking a look at a Dimir control deck for standard best of one. So I wanted to basically showcase a deck that one of my best friends was using around rotation last year. It was just a good old Dimir control deck. It was actually Narset's Amnesia, if you guys remember that combo. It was very toxic. But yeah, so in this one, it's basically in that memory sort of. So go through the deck. We have Disfigure, cheap removal, and Cling to Dust. It is your escape card in the deck. It can draw cards, gain life, depending on the matchups. We have 3 Thought Erasure because it's really good in any type of matchup that is an aggro. And we're in Dimir, it's a classic. Like, it's less of a meta call and more of we're running Dimir at the end of the season, let's play Thought Erasure. 4 Heartless Act, cheap removal, 2 Fae of Wishes. We have a wish board. I think that the 1/2 blocker is super important against aggro in best of one, as well as being able to wish for some really powerful things. We can go through that really quick. Duress, Grafdigger's Cage, cheap interaction, this shuts down Graveyard. Aether Gust, Disdainful Stroke, Negate, Legion's End, Noxious Grasp, Elder Spell. All very cheap interactive pieces that you can get if you need them. Sinister Sabotage, just to have a counterspell, fits in the Dimir theme. 3 mana Ashiok. If you need it, Exile the Grave. Jace, because it lets you win the game if you're about the deck. Command the Dread Horde. We're doing a decent amount of milling in this deck. Between our Surveilling of Thought Erasure, we have the Master of Time to ditch cards, ETG, stuff like that. So command, we can fetch it. Thought Distortion, we're in black, it's a wish board. Thought Distortion's great. Ugin, the second one, and a Mass Manipulation. Alright, on the 3 spot we have Narsets, 3 of them because it's really bad against aggro, but really good against Sultai. So it's sort of like that midpoint. 2 Cries. This can be good if you're trying to like Heartless Act at Uro kind of thing. Well, it's not even that great, but like it's Exile, it's good against aggro. Murderous Rider to have an answer for Planeswalkers. Every deck that I use Murderous Rider in is sort of like, it's not exactly jank, but it's not exactly good. And it does a really good job at filling the curve, so I'm trying out 2. It's a Master of Time, get some card selection, stay alive. Extinction Event, you need your board wipe. Got some Ashioks, we're in Dimir, we don't get to play Ashiok very often. It's a pretty good win con. ETG, I'm not going to craft more, I just have the one from War of the Spark. Now that Cat Oven is gone, and Teferi, this card's a lot more playable, really solid, mills yourself too, or the opponent, depending on what you want. 2 Liliana, basically a top end in most black control decks. I really like Liliana, you guys know about that. Shark Typhoon, win the game. If you need to hold up some instant speed stuff, Shark Typhoon's a good option. And 1 Ugin. Mana base, we have all types of Dimir lands, 1 of each castle. So yeah guys, we'll see how the deck does, and we'll get into some games. Playing against a top rank player, pretty good hand. We have all our colors, we have the mana for Thought Erasure and Cry, so we definitely keep here. Rakdos. Oh, Cry is looking juicy. Alright, let's Thought Erasure. Being on the play is super helpful here. Ooh, alright. So this stuff is pretty interesting. What? Oh, all of this dies to Cry. Like, really bad. I think I grabbed the Butcher because everything else dies to a Heartless Act too. Liliana? Nope, too slow. Priest, no doubt. And I really want to save my Cry, so I'm gonna play an island. Act like I have counter magic and hold up the Murderous Rider. Sure, I'll take 2. I'm just trying to get as big as a Cry as I can. Archine's Vessel, sure. Well, is that okay actually? Maybe I just Heartless Act the Priest. Actually, yeah, that should be fine. Are you going to blow up your own critters? He is. Okay. Resolve, sure. And do you cast the Woe Strider? It doesn't. Mayhem Devil. Okay. So that is a perfect target for the Heartless Act. Now I am kind of regretting not keeping Liliana. Let's pass the turn. Sorry. We are going to need to stop drawing land for the moment. 6 is more than enough. Okay, so I can crack this. I think I let him do that. If he wants to sacrifice both of these cards to the priest, I'm more than happy. Okay, we'll crack. Try to thin the deck out of land. We're already drawing too much. Grab the blue black. Well, we already have, and good thing we shuffled away the land on top. Alright, so here we go for the Cry. He can sack it in response to the priest, but the Woe Strider gets exiled regardless, and the mana does go to waste. So, yeah, as you can see, the Woe Strider exiled. That's only going to be relevant for a couple more weeks. Mayhem Devil? Sure. Cast out the Narset. See what we find, and we whiff. Yeah, Fae of Wishes is always a feel bad off Narset. But to be fair, there was also 3 land in that pile. So he's going to attackers. Goes face. Ignoring the Narset. I think I'm going to Motorist Rider. Play as mana efficiently as I can. What you got? We have removal, lifelinker. The problem with this is that it gets claimed. Event, that's a good one. Ooh, lots of cards. Yeah, how much mana do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 6 mana. I think I go for the Master of Time, but the answer could just be yeah. Let's go for the Master of Time. Play it out.
This isn't my first time being a hero.
And we don't need the land. Let's pass. Yeah, so he goes for Gutter Bones. That's fine. He's bottlenecked on black mana, which is pretty good for us. Okay, goes after the Narset. Let's protect it. We're doing no counters. That's you. Alright. Can loot. I think the event is more important than more spot removal. That's a good draw. And do I still need to keep hitting land? I don't think so for the moment. I think this is fine. Could come back to bite me if he has a Claim the Firstborn. But with no sack outlet, I'm not as worried. Second Gutter Bones, sure. Tries to go to attackers, okay. Temple, that's okay. Let's check opponent's graveyard. Archon's Vessel. Gain a life. And we hit second Narset. Let's draw. Castle can actually be useful. But I think we have thrown a lot of land away. I think second Narset is better. Cry of the Carnarium. I can exile both of these, and I think that's the play. Event's looking worse. No point in attacking. But yeah, so those 2 Gutter Bones down. Plenty of... Oh, alright. Goes for that. Doesn't have the mana to cast anything out of the graveyard. Goes for the claim, sure. With no sack outlet, let's see where you want to go. At the Teferi, sure. If I were to minus, I would lose more loyalty. Yep, keep filtering out the land. Alright. Let's look off Narset first. Liliana, that's good. That can close up the game. Check what we have on the Master of Time. This is actually kind of tough. I want all of these cards. I think the worst one might be Extinction Event. But I do want the Lurrus exiled, so let's discard the Shark Typhoon. Attack in. No blocks, sure. And let's hit odd on this. I just want the Lurrus gone. Second Lurrus, no doubt. Now he can get back a Butcher, he gets back a Priest. Knowing we have a Liliana, I don't necessarily agree with that play. Sure. Keep cycling through land, and we've officially hit 10. Now we can get rid of this figure. Sack some creatures. Play a tap land, and I think we choose to keep the Teferi. So, yeah. We could ultimate it on my turn, and then just get a bunch of damage in, make some tokens off Ashiok. Yeah, we had that. Alright, let's go. Sure, we have all our colors, we have a cheap play, up into a bigger walker on the play. Opponent around 91%, and we're actually in numbers, so if we don't win this game, we are in trouble. Fifth land, no. I am going to need to find a bit more interaction before that matters. Pot Collector on 1, Stone Cold Serpent on 2. No doubt. Lovestruck Beast? Sure. And another Pelt Collector? Okay. I can take one here, and it's not a big deal. This is odd, and these are odd. So the play might actually just be to take out this 1/1. I do think I take the 1. I definitely don't blow this up. But I do think I wait to see what happens. And if we do get punished, we draw something on 3. But it's alright. Holding removal against green into a board wipe is fine, and we're not under a ton of pressure. At least not just yet. Like if he plays the beast. Okay, a Harbinger. Same effect. Let's play out the Rider. Well, actually, yeah. We'll play out the Rider. I'll make him attack. So this line does cost us 4 life. Oh, doesn't attack the 1/1? I mean, sure. Does cost us 4 life here. But we Murderous Rider this. And then on 4, we play the Extinction Event. Grab another blue since we have another black in hand. Extinction Event for odd. Everything exiled, let's go. Plays out a Barkhide Troll, sure. And concedes. we probably did have just way too much card advantage from there. Alright, this mana can get really awkward facing Lurrus again. And yep, keeping a 2-lander with a 6-drop in it. You'll love to see it. So this is either cycling... Oh, it's life gain. I was going to say cycling or Rakdos. Alright, don't scare me like that. Come on. Let's try to hit our land. Oh boy. Alright. What is the plan? I mean, it's either an Alseid or... Well, maybe it's a blessing. If we hit land, we're great. I think it actually is just a blessing, and we don't need that. We need land. Because if we can hit the black source, then... Yeah, and he blessings in response. That's really bad. But yeah, we should have a great matchup against this as long as we hit our land. Alright. A turn late. Well, a tap land. We actually do hit it. But I think it's fine. Like... And when I crack it for black, we are going to be on the lookout for double blue. So we have a very strong curve of 2, 3, 4, 5. We just have to make sure we hit the land for it. Okay. Commit the eagle. You know you want to. This buffs the power of the speaker, so that can also be a problem for the cry. Get them black source. Okay, land was on top, so remember, we thin the deck with passage, so we are 100% to draw land. Let's go. You want to soup up any of these cards? Trying to add anything else to them? Trying to give protection from black? I mean, it's still technically the correct play, but this does get exiled. Yeah, because now this is in the graveyard for the Lurrus. Okay, he goes for the Hawk. That's it. ETG would have been an amazing follow-up, but I think I just pass, let him use the footing, then I'll Rider. Yep. I am not waiting for him to untap with protection. We did draw the plenty of removal part of our deck. Alright, fetches the Lurrus, that's good. We can play a land. Nope, we're looking for more land. And here we run out the Rider. Alright. So we're... Well, depends how much mana, or if he hits a 4th land, that will really dictate our next play. He does have a handful of cards, but these cards typically tend to be weaker. Oh, my friend. I'll mill myself, I don't want his grave to be filled. And we hit just a string of land when we have already hit all our land drops. Let's go. So his best recovery play got no value. Let's go right to combat. Care to instant speed target my creatures with your Karametra's blessings or whatnot? We'll play a Liliana and start plussing. And that's the game. And turn after that we have Ashiok. We can always grab something with Fae. We had plays. Alright. Only one black source, but it is a dual land. We have 2, 3 removal. We're gonna need to hit a second black and a bit more interaction, but against Simic, I'm really happy to see Narset. Ooh. This can be very good, especially against this type of deck if it's not flash, so I do think I keep the second Narset. Sultai, yep. Narset is very good against Sultai. Glad I didn't ship it. What do you have on 3? If it's Uro, I'm going to be slightly sad that I didn't, you know, play out the Narset, or wasn't on the play. Okay, Cultivate. That's fine. Just grabs more lands. Okay, more land is good for us too. This is going to be a game of attrition. It's not going to be like those aggro matchups. Okay, so this or the Thought Erasure. I think I'm going to go for the Thought Erasure. The Shark Typhoon does get me another card, but he has to ramp it to something big. Well, right now Nissa is great. Grazer. Nice. One thing that leads me to believe that he doesn't have Nissa, well, obviously is the Grazer, but even before that is the double Swamp Fetch. And yeah, let's hit off Narset first. Oh, not much option there. Thought Erasure. Oh, those are cards. Handful of goodies. Okay, we don't care about Crisis right now because it doesn't draw cards. We don't care about Extinction Events, so we're worried about either Casualties of War or the Ugin. Oh, he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I ditched the Spirit Dragon. I don't need that. And just play out my cards. Do I need a Liliana? Probably not. I have 2 Ashioks to win the game with, and it has the same-ish token-making effect. Absolutely just rips Nissa off the top of his deck. No doubt.
The land fights for us.
Probably tags Narset here.
I shall miss your company.
That's a draw. Let's go for it right away.
I cannot protect you anymore.
And do I play out the 1/4? I'm not sure. Because fetching Noxious Grasp for another Nissa can be really important. I'm not gonna play anything. Land. He probably goes for a big Crisis here. Again, play draw just really showing up in this game. See, if I was a turn ahead, then I would have had 1 more mana on the field, then it would have been enough for me to slam a Narset too, and not minus it, so the Crisis isn't as good of a refill. Still, Crisis does only get him 2 cards. Extinction Event naming Odd is an option. Getting the Ashiok down is also another option. But that's not too great. Missing land has really been hurting me in this game. I can always go for Narset and Heartless Act, but Heartless Act is looking a lot worse than the other 2 mana black removal spells right now. I think it is Extinction Event for even. And that's it. Garrick. Oh. Sultai player with some spice. Okay, and he's been hitting his land. So if I can hit mine, then I'll be able to wish for a Noxious Grasp. And we do hit it. But is that what we want to do? Would I rather just slam the Ashiok? But that is also running into a Casualties of War. This game is just tricky all around. Okay. Let's go for it. I mean, it could also be the Elder Spell, but whatever. I think we saved that. Play the Grasp. Alright. I mean, if he casualties of wars me, weird plural one, past tense. English is hard with this card for me. I don't know what it is. Yeah, if he casts casualties of war against me just for a land, I'm not in the worst spot. Alright. I think here I just hold up Shark Typhoon. I can cry away these 2/2s. I don't necessarily want to cast Narset because that plays into casualties of war worse. Or better for him, I should say. Maybe it is just the cry line. I don't have 4 black, so I can't cry in red, or I can cry in Narset. That walks into a casualties of war. That does eat up a lot of his mana. And we do have to get it out of his hand somehow. Or I just hold for a big Shark Typhoon. Maybe that's just better. Attacks in. I'll take the block because you're getting low. Make a 4/4. Try to hit land drops. Because this game really is a game of mana right now. Like, I have cards, but he has mana. So this Casualties of War. It's my castle, which I'm slightly grateful for. I don't see myself activating that castle anytime soon. Okay, there's the 6th land. Let's go for the Ashiok. And do I minus this? Make him get rid of a card? I think I do. I know I can plus, but I think here make him ditch either. Ditch the forest, keeps the extinction event. Okay, so I officially ran this guy out of resources. Plus the Ashiok. 1, 2, 3. Let's grab a Narset. And pick up a Cling to Dust. Very nice. That can draw me more cards, and it can exile a row. So even if the opponent does top deck a Casualties of War, he has to choose between Narset or Ashiok. He can always Extinction Event for nothing, but... And we get him. I am actually surprised by that outcome, especially being on the draw. Okay. On the play, we have our mana. We have Heartless Act, Board Wipe, Draw Power, Card Selection. Bring it on. Opponents on the mulligan. Well, we all have our distinct advantages and disadvantages. What's it gonna be? Okay. On either... Okay, sure. I'm not even gonna... I'm not even gonna comment. Pardon me, clearing my throat. Yeah, I was going to say Temur, but I wasn't sure. Maybe this is just Temur Adventures. It is. Okay. So Temur Adventures on a very slow start. Let's cycle the Shark Typhoon, try to hit land. That is land. And let's Thought Erasure. Henge. I don't even think we have any Artifact Disruption. So double Borrower and a Gust. Gust does nothing against us. And Fae. Yep, this can be a grindy game. So let's keep the Fae. Let's go. Innkeeper. Innkeeper into what? Casting Fae of Wishes? I mean, if that's the play, like, sure. He's gonna get a card for sure. Let's go to combat, see if he wants to do anything there. And pass the turn. Would you like to flash in your fave wishes? You would. Alright, let's destroy the Innkeeper. Because he draws the card on cast regardless. And it is playing it mana inefficiently. But what can you do? Our hand is super clogged up with a bunch of 4-drops. Second Innkeeper. Good draw off the opponent. And we hit a land. So let's cry. Well, play a land, then we cry. He can cast the Borrower, but if he does, it gets exiled. So he chooses not to. Alright. And I can take the 3 points. I really don't mind. I think holding the Fave Wishes is going to be more important. Okay. Opponent missing a couple land drops too. Alright. He keeps the pressure on. Let's name Odd. Make sure we hit the right one. I'm always nervous when I cast an Extinction event. And Ashiok. Yeah, I mean, we're giving up a land drop for it, but I think it's worth it, considering our opponent is really low on land. Okay, he finds one. They find one. Let's go for the... Well... Alright, let's go for the Master of Time. If I bounce the 1/1, then they just exile the... I don't think I need this anymore. They just exile the Aether Gust. What's the play? Borrower? Alright. And a Clover. Okay. I can plus here to keep my Teferi alive. That's actually a hard choice. I think it has to be the land, right? Like, I want to keep hitting land drops, but all these cards are super useful. Alright, Teferi goes to 1. Do I cycle the Typhoon? I think I do. Dot Erasure. No, that's a card too. Let's go for this. Liliana. How much mana do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4. I definitely have to get rid of the Rider for that then. Let's go for the Liliana. Sweep up the board.
Get out of my way.
Put on what? 3 Brazen Borrowers so far? Bone Crusher Giant is probably his best top deck. It kills both my walkers. Or, no, it doesn't. I can plus the Teferi. Is that the 4th Brazen Borrower? 1, 2, 3. It is, naturally. Alright, let's plus. Discard... what? I mean... I guess it's... I mean, the Fae is super good in the late game. Oh, I don't like this. Alright, it's gonna be the Ashiok. Let's go. Okay. Go for the Master of Time. Plus Extinction event. No, thank you. And a Narset. What do we find?
Just the trick for this.
Spot removal or Extinction event? Spot removal because it's instant speed. And I do want to keep more Extinction events in the deck. We have seen 3. And in case he starts rebuilding a board full of creatures, then that's going to become a little bit important. Alright. Oh. We will phase the Borrower. Keeping our Narset alive. And a land. Okay. start here.
Keep an open mind.
No surprise we hit a Heartless Act. Or I can discard the Cry now. What do I even wish for with the Fae at this point? I think his only way back into this is a Fae of Wishes or a Escape to the Wilds. So we grab a negate, as boring as it is. Start to a creature with no counters on it. That's you. Draw. Don't need another Master of Time. Okay. This is a grindy game if I've ever played one. Alright. Let you out. And I mean, I don't know what I'm going to need the mana for, but sure. Play out the cards. Alright, he goes for just a big giant, which I'm not afraid of. Like, cast your giant. Ugin. Oh man. Okay. Sure. Let's attack. Draw. Don't think I need a thought erasure. That might just be a land. Play you out. Plus here.
This looks like a fun new toy.
And let's go for an Ugin 2. He is out of Brazen Borrowers. And the Elder Spell is not in his color combination. What you got? Yeah, there was literally no way he was getting out of that one. Or, if there was, I didn't see it. Alright guys, we are back. And a deck that I started out playing mostly for fun just absolutely tore up best of one. I have no idea what happened. Now we're on a pretty massive win streak with this. We started at about, 800, and we hit the top 375 by the end of it. So yeah, guys, great performance from Dimir Control. I really like the tap out version more, than some of the more instant speed counterspell versions. We don't run any counterspells. We run a bit of instant speed removal here, and here, but not much. It's a lot of tap out threats, as you can see. A lot of the walkers. I was thinking of even bumping up them, bumping up the walker count, adding the last Narset, a couple more Master of Times, and maybe a Karn, and putting in the beacons. But I thought that the casting cost for the other cards, such as Enter the God Eternals, Cry, and Rider, it was too taxing on it, and I didn't want to play as greedy as I did in my Grixis deck. But yeah, I'd give this deck a shot. They have a couple more weeks of Old Standard to play with Liliana and Narset and stuff like that. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. The only change I actually recommend is adding, what's that card called? I never remember the name. Sorry. Well, we go here, select that, and we hit, it's Crypt, 0 mana. Yeah, Tormod's Crypt. Add this to the wish board. Probably take out the Duress, or one of the really powerful cards at the end here. I didn't see myself fetching them all that often. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. The deck list will be in the description down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.